It's loud.
Hi!
What's up?
How we doing today?
Good.
Hello.
Yeah, we're just gonna act like we haven't been talking for the past hour, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No. We spawn here.
Yeah.
We spawned here just like mushrooms.
6:30 yes.
Alright, so talk to me a little bit about how 20 Minutes Till Sunrise came up. First of all, the long name. How did it come about?
No.
Do you want to take this one?
I guess.
Okay, go
Okay, so basically, the reason that that's our name is because me and Luca used to stay up real late making music, and we used to go to we used to make music. Like I went to his house at like 8 o'clock. We'd make music up until like 4 in the morning, and then we'd see the sun go up, and then we're like, oh shit, we should probably go to bed, you know? So that's really where the name came from. We were on the bus one day, and we were like, what's a good band name? And we came up with so many names. A lot of them were shitty. Yeah. Some of them were good, but...
I remember Trial by Denial somewhere in there.
Trial by Denial.
And I was at the after party.
Oh, the after party. Oh.
Yeah. Or but we just remember like the slogan was like, we always go to sleep 20 minutes till sunrise. So yeah, that's where that came from. We were pretty proud of it, and then I started like editing videos and putting the title in, and I'm like, oh, it never fits. That's why you'll see like every video I have is like 20 minutes till sunrise. It's eye-catching, but that's it.
It gets attention, it's like doom, and people are waiting for it to end.
It's quite hard for people to say too. Like my mom, I remember I was telling her, and she kept messing it up. She was like 20 minutes until sunrise, 20 minutes.
20 minutes till sundown, 20 minutes till sunset.
Something.
Do you guys ever think about an acronym? Like maybe?
Well, we call it 20 MTS, which is just like it's shortened down because you know minutes till sunrise MTS. I mean, if you know, I don't know.
It's kind of like
if people get sick of saying 20 minutes till sunrise, they can just say 20 MTS. So,
there you go.
You know.
Yeah. It's a cool name because it's long, and then I worked at a record store and I saw like 5 seconds to Mars.
There you go. No, 30 seconds.
30 seconds to Mars. Cut
that
part out. And then 5 seconds of summer.
There you go.
And then like, oh, I'm like, shit. But we'll just be bigger than that.
Yeah, we'll just stick with it. Because I don't know, we like the band name. It was cool, and
there you go.
It's already there, you know. Why change it?
Also, for some reason, people spell Till T-I-L-L.
Yeah.
I don't know why. That doesn't make sense to me.
I don't know either, because it's like until and there's one L.
Yeah.
Yeah, we only realized that like 2 months into like having branded everything, and we're like, we can't go back. But if someone can explain to me why people spell T-I-L, like Till, T-I-L-L, I'd like to know that answer.
It would be interesting how the spelling changed.
Yeah.
And how did the duo come about? When did you guys meet? And when did you decide to actually form a band? Let's start with how did you meet?
Okay, we met in, I want to say like 2017?
17, probably, yeah.
Me and George, George was already on a dance team at that point for breakdancing at a wonderful school called Break City. I had just joined, and I was really interested in getting to know the teams.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to be on like the most competitive team they had. I remember asking one year like, hey, if I tried out, like who else is up for like maybe getting on that team?
Who's a threat to me?
Yeah, who's a threat to me? And they're like, oh, this guy named George. I'm like, fuck George, man. I never met him at that point. I'm like, I gotta get on this team. They're like, no one's making it but me. And then fate has it, both of us got rejected from the team. And then we both ended on like the secondary team.
Okay.
Where like the team that was like prepping people to go up to that one.
Okay.
And then like we were both there like, I guess we're both here now. And then over that year, we like, trained a lot together and like got a lot closer as friends. And then COVID struck.
Yeah.
Actually, wait, I'm skipping a whole year. We eventually got on the team together at the same time in unison. I don't know why we had an illusion that only one person could make it. But
we made it together.
Yeah, and then we had a really great year before COVID struck, and we lost a lot of our like creative outlet.
Yeah.
And I looked at George and I'm like, we both play instruments, don't we? At the time we were both drummers. But we started hanging out in my gazebo, and what do you guys say about that?
And well, we just started hanging out, and then one day we kind of just looked at each other and we're like, I play guitar, you play drums, I play guitar, I play piano, I play bass, we play all these like instruments. We're like, why don't we just like do something with it? So one day we were just like, fuck it, and then we decided to make a band. Didn't happen overnight, obviously. It took
A lot
of
really
months.
bad songs.
Yeah, we used to just sit in his basement and write songs. We have like hundreds of songs that never ever even made it to like a recording studio.
And
or
never
anything.
will.
And they probably never will because they're not great. Well,
Very much garage band recording.
I mean, it's still like that. It's still what it is. We're not like professional. I'll never say we're professional. We don't go to a studio to make our music. We just make it in a basement because, I don't know, I feel like it just gives it a vibe that you can't get in the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's after thank God we didn't want to release music right away. If we did, this wouldn't have worked out. And people would have heard that, never tried again. Like, you know, if you know how you have one bad experience with food, you never want to eat it again. That's what that would have been. So we luckily said, no, we should get a bit better first. And then I think we kept a lot of the early themes of our music. A lot of the early themes of our music were like, you know, like classic, like, hey, we're growing up and we don't wanna. Type thing. Stop it time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we kept like the good, and we learned a lot of new things along the way. Mainly production took the both of us forever.
Yeah.
Because we really didn't want to go to studios. We wanted to do it all ourselves. We wanted to play everything ourselves. We didn't want to really use any samples. So that was like a long process.
Yeah.
Is there a reason, like, oh, sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead, please.
Like, is there a reason why you were just deciding, like, no, we're going to self-produce, we're not going to go into a studio?
No money. No.
I mean, that's a good enough excuse.
I mean, that's probably the main reason.
Yeah.
But also just because I've been kind of producing music since I was like a little kid. Like, I used to go on GarageBand and make like little things and like, and I don't know, there's just something about making it yourself, because when you're producing with a producer, of course it's always fun to do that, and we'll probably do it one day. Because we're not always going to produce for ourselves, because we like, you know, branching out and getting other ideas from other people. But of course we'll always be in the studio and have say in what we make. But I feel like it's just because me and Luca kind of just like, when we sit in the studio together, and well, our studio that, you know, we built together, when we sit there, it's kind of, there's nothing else like it, you know. It's just like me and him bouncing ideas off each other, writing songs, and sometimes we'll get our buddy Ash in there to help us write lyrics and stuff. He's kind of like our like little behind the scenes guy that he doesn't like. He'll just sit there and be like, you know what, I don't like that, and then we'll be like, you know what, you're probably right.
Yeah,
it's
a third
always good. Yeah, it's always good to have that. And I don't know, I just, something about making music, just the two of us, like being able to put the drums down, make the bass, and not have anybody else mess with it. I don't know. It's just, I like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if Luca feels the same way, but
I agree. Like, and there's something very special. Like, all of our songs, like, I don't know, we haven't spoken about this, but like, we write them really all in one day.
Yeah.
Like, we start it and finish it the same day, like 90% of the time. Like, these are our favorite ones. And there's a really special feeling of, like, the way I see it is like music is like capturing a piece of time. Like, that was things that those were things that we only wrote in one afternoon. It's every last bit of it was that piece of time. There wasn't anything that we pulled from like another song or anything that we like, that it's just that was how we felt in that moment, encapsulated perfectly. And then like there's such a great feeling to like seeing that go on to like a sheet and then playing it back yourself and be like, yeah, like this is how I felt and this is me, and like really relating with that music.
And then like having people like say that they like it is like, so, like, even if it's just one person, I just so like,
it resonates with somebody, like somebody else is listening to it.
It's crazy to me that someone else is listening to that and they feel probably a different way than we feel, and they probably interpret the song in a completely different way, but they just like it like we do, and because we love our music, like that's something that I know it sounds very,
I can see that.
It sounds very like, I don't want to like make it sound like ego-y or anything, but I just no, it's not that. It's, I just like, if I don't like what I make, who's gonna like what I make, you know?
Exactly.
That's the way I see it. It's just like I want to make something and I want to listen to it back and be like, fuck yeah. You know, I don't care what anybody else thinks. If I like it, then that's all that matters. Yeah. And if someone else likes it, please like come on the journey, listen to it. But
exactly, you want to make an album where you can actually listen to it and be like, yes, this is exactly what I would listen to.
Yeah. This is what I want. This is what my
Is that the reason why you guys stayed at Twosome instead of branching out a little bit?
Nah.
Or just it didn't work out?
No, it's not that. I think our whole thing the whole time has always just been like it's gonna be me and you, and that's
Okay.
it. Like other people can like perform with us, and other people can write with us, and they'll get all the credit that they deserve, and like and if they're on stage with us, yeah, of course. But I don't know, it's just something about me. It's a lot simpler too, just to have two guys because. Yeah, it's I don't know.
Managing a bigger band is going to be a bit tougher.
Also, yeah.
Yeah, there's always problems that arise with like bands that are like 5-6 people, just because it's like getting 5-6 people in a room together consistently is not an easy thing.
100%.
And I think so much of music to us is like the vibe and like the feeling, and that's more important than like how easy a live show is to do or like how many different instruments you can all play together. It just having that vibe was so important that we didn't want to like we had the formula and we didn't want to touch that at all. It was like, okay, this works, let's keep it the way it is, we're having a great time, let's just keep doing that. And it hasn't run out yet. Like to this day, if we lock each other in a basement and like sit down for a second, like, wait a couple hours, we can walk out with a song. It's like it might not be great, but we always walk out with a song.
But
there you go.
And me and Luca are like best friends, like. And yes, we're best. So the vibe we have is not a vibe that we'll have with anybody else, except for our other buddy Ash.
Yeah.
But he's more into like streaming and stuff. So like he's like we've tried to convince him so many times. And if he ever does want to like be like an honorary member, of course he can. But
he already is.
He already is basically. But
it's our little Rick Rubin. Man.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's just like. There's a vibe that me and him have that I don't think we can get with anybody else. Like when I still listen to our songs, like Signals and stuff, it brings me back to last summer, and like it's lovely. I just love it.
Like I for each one of our songs, I can listen to the riffs and the lyrics and think like back to the moment we played it. We're like, yeah, that's like George comes up with a lot of our guitar riffs. Actually, pretty much all of them, except like maybe 2 off the top of my head.
Yeah.
There's times where like I play some chords. And it sounds nice. I'm like, oh, that's something. And then he plays something. I'm like, that's what this needed. Like the start Signals are originally din, 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 din. It was like very simple.
Yeah.
And he goes din, 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 and then that was like one big piece. And then I added like the feedback sounds. And it was like there's a moment when you hear something you made and you're just like so proud of it. And you're like, wow, this is like what I wanted. And like he said, it's really making music for ourselves.
Yeah. I love how people come up to us and tell us like, oh, that's awesome, and like. But the main thing is just me, like, if I was listening to my song today just because, like, I'm like, this is cool because this is me. I mean,
exactly. Well, if you're gonna make, how awesome it is that you're just making music and it just comes on shuffle, or you personally go up on Spotify or whatever streaming service you choose, and you're like, you know what, I want to listen to the song I made, and it's like, it's super cool.
And no one else may feel this way, but I listen to my music sometimes and I'm like, damn, this shit's awesome. I'm so good.
I'm so high up on my own Spotify list. It's terrible. It's so bad.
I mean, why not? You gotta be your biggest fan, right? On the contrary, fuck that humble shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's not.
I mean, I look back at some of my articles and I'm like, fuck yeah, I know how to write. There you go.
Yeah. See, you gotta have confidence in yourself. Yeah. Not too much to the point where you're like, I'm the fucking best, but like. Believe me, I don't think I'm the best at any.
No, but like still, you gotta hype yourself up. I mean, it's better than what? Because the more you hype, the way I see it, the more you hype yourself up, the more you're more like you wanna write, you wanna make more music. Because once you also get that imposter syndrome in you, you're gonna be like, well, why am I even doing this? And then, lo and behold, you're not making music anymore, you're not writing anymore, and that sucks. So. Out of nowhere. Don't put that in.
That's not going in.
Bleep
just put the SpongeBob thing a few minutes later.
I think the confidence has to come from a very specific angle for me. And me, it's about not that I'm the best at anything in specific, but I'm the best at making the music that I like.
There you go.
And I think artists should trust in their own taste.
Yeah.
And a really important part of 20 Minutes Till Sunrise to me is that I'm always going to be making music for like the two of us, not for the fans, not for anybody else, because I have faith in the fact that the things that I like and the things that I can do, well, one, they'll come up best if I do them the way I want them to. That's how all artists, like, you got to give them their liberty, right? But like, I want to, like, as I change and as we change, the music will change as well, and that's just part of the process.
Yeah.
So like, next album we have, whoa, it's gonna be some cool stuff.
We're working on stuff. We've been working on stuff, and I don't know. Sometimes I'll call Luke up and I'll be like, "Oh, I got this cool thing that I just produced, and you should listen to it. You can like put some lyrics on it, and we could write it together." Sometimes we'll write together. Sometimes we don't write together. But it's just, but we'll always finish it together. Yeah. So that's the most important thing. Is we'll always finish it together. But
so how does that work with, because now with the music industry and TikTok and social media, because you want to make music that sounds good to you, that you want to listen back to. But then again, you also have the music industry that's kind of like you got to cater to an audience, you got to cater to something, and you got to make it so fast paced, because with TikTok and this 15-second videos, people have short attention span. So how do you navigate that with what you want to make?
I have one for this. I think we're really lucky that the type of music we happen to make isn't like something that can't be totally encapsulated in 15 seconds. Yeah. Like we do make admittedly like a poppier type of indie.
That's true.
That is a bit higher pace, so it does happen to fit within like what does work better. It's not something we thought about on purpose. It's just something that like kind of happened to be. And when we make slower songs, I'll have to figure that out. We have made slower songs. I'm in the process of figuring that out. And I really like those songs. But yeah, I think as much as the algorithm is important and stuff, and like people have short attention spans, I think good content always makes it through. Like to this day, if you go on TikTok, there are videos that are like 10 minutes long, and people will watch them through, and it's just because they're interesting, or there's something that like
you need to capture the attention.
Yeah, so I think at the end of the day, good art is good art, and people do recognize that as long as you like get it in front of the right ones. And I have faith in that.
That's true, because I was listening to some of your stuff for the past month actually, and I will say Bleach is one of my favorites. I love that song, and I was just, because I hear a lot of influence, like yes, I don't like labeling any, just put it on. I think it'll work out. You can never look douchey. Yeah. There you go.
Hello.
You maybe forgot my friend.
Bleach.
Bleach, we were talking about Bleach.
Yeah. And I was thinking that, I mean, I don't like labeling any bands, because at the end of the day, it's your music, and once you put it in that box, some people try to sometimes get you out of it. But I see a lot of 2000 rock influences, a lot of rap, a lot of R&B in your songs. Yeah. Okay. So, what were your main inspirations once you started making music? Because you were both, drummers, and I can see that. Like, there's a lot of pumpy. It's very pumpy.
Our main inspirations. Well, see, I don't know if it's like an exact inspiration, but we kind of like, me and Luca both love like similar music. Like we used to dance together, so we love like hip hop, and we love rap. We love like the Wu-Tang Clan and like a Tribe Called Quest and all that. But we also love like pop music. Like I love like
Dominic Fike.
Oh my, yes!
Yeah. And
that's who I was trying to remember.
Dominic Fike.
I look like him, by the way. Anyway.
And indie rock. We also like love like. It's funny because a lot of people said that we sounded like the Wallows when we started, but we never listened to a Wallows song in our life before we started making music. And like I've learned to like them a lot. They're like really, really cool band. Yeah. And they're still like not like they're doing big things, but they're not like out there yet. But they're really cool, and I don't know, I get inspiration from a little bit of everything. I love metal. Like I love metal, and I love grunge, and I love like, but it's not like I feel like the music we make is, I don't want to say it's like super special or anything, but like I feel like
it's a mix of everything.
It's not anything that I've heard before.
It's so much better that you're saying that with the glasses on. It's so much better with the glasses on.
You're making him self-conscious.
What was I gonna say? So like again, like we listened to a lot of. I didn't listen to much like indie music before we started making it until we got like compared to like other people. Yeah. I was again heavy into like you said, Wu-Tang Clan. Maybe that's why we always like liked producing ourselves, because like that was the thing that like Wu-Tang did, and they always have like these really like not like grungy, but like low
just low budget.
Low budget, yeah, low budget.
Low budget, but it sounded cool.
Yeah. Like I heard a whole story about like they were in an interview one time talking about how like one of their snares was like a bucket over a mic that they just like whacked with a baseball bat, and like I'm like that's awesome to me. Actually, secret thing in Signals, like the kick is like a pitch down version of me getting slapped in the face.
We do stuff like that all the time. Like I'll like put like a salt like actual salt shakers like on songs that we made.
Yeah.
And, like glass bottles and like little things. I don't know. It's just fun to mess around.
Just
and,
DIY sound effects. It's amazing.
Yeah. And like I'll like even make like weird noises. Like I'll be like, like I'll record it and pitch it down, and I don't know. It's just fun.
I mean that's really cool because one of my favorite things in your songs is that near the end or at the beginning is just you guys talking to each other, and it's just so organic and fun.
Yeah.
And it fits with the vibe, and it's just kind of like. Yeah, like
we
you get a sense of who you are as a band. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
We call those like little sound bites, and like we like them because there's just like, it kind of gives the audience an idea of who we are, really. But I mean,
well, yeah, like I do value very much like our fans getting to know us. It's like, so we're doing this. Like I want to, like these people mean a lot to us, and we're just trying to like build that relationship with them in the best way we can. They're all over the world now, so it's like we're trying to like divide ourselves up into different like styles of like not like we're just trying to get to know everybody in as many ways as possible. But yeah, like those sound bites are always so fun. Like even in like ETA, like, and they're not like things we record separately. They're like we'll finish recording that verse and then I'll just let it run, and if we say something that happens to work, I'll like leave it there. Yeah, a lot of the fun stuff is just it's there. It's again vibe over music. There's like if music was just like how technical you were, I do love Polyphia, but everybody would be listening to Polyphia. Like Polyphia and like classical music and like Tool, right? But like there's and those are great bands. Those are all bands that I listen to.
Tool is amazing.
Yeah, they're awesome. But the thing is that there's a part of music that isn't that, right?
Yeah.
And I admittedly am like not the greatest like technical musician. So
neither
like
am I.
we're both like pure musician wise, we're like really mediocre at every instrument. Like,
I wouldn't say that, honestly.
It depends how you look at it, you know? Because, like, if you're, like, really technical and you like progressive rock and you're all like, oh, this is not technical enough for me, my ears need to be, like...
stimulated.
Yeah, my head needs to explode when I'm listening to music. That's not what we go for. We're not, like...
So I'm guessing you're not a big fan of Nightwish.
No, it's not that... I actually have no idea who that is. Yeah, I know.
Oh, we're going to educate him when this is done.
Yeah. But it's not... I love technical music and I love, like, really cool things, but... We do like a little bit of technical things too. It's not that we don't. It's just we prefer if it sounds cool to us. That's all that really matters.
There you go.
You know, even if it's really simple, even if it's just like a pentatonic scale or whatever, or like just a basic chord progression, we try to add some like 20 minutes till sunrise vibe to it, and it makes it us, and that's all that matters. If it's us, that's how we're feeling at that time. That's what we want.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's just like, it's when we make music, we have nothing else in mind than what would sound cool here, and not like what that thing is. We're like, what does this need? And if that's two notes back and forth over and over again, screw it. Like that's what we wanted.
I mean, how do you feel? Because you're kind of reminding me of a Dave Grohl quote. Of when he was talking about, because once the X Factor and The Voice and American Idol and all those talent shows came rising and basically making a singer feel bad if they're not hitting the right note. He just said that's not how you become music. Like you go in with your friends at a random garage somewhere, you pick up a guitar, and that's how you start making music.
Yes.
So how would you say like that recently in our recent times? How do you feel? Because everybody wants to go on The Voice, everybody wants to go on X Factor, but how do you feel like, especially with Montreal, the music scene is when it comes to that?
I really like the music scene in Montreal. There's a lot of talented artists that come out of the city, and I feel like it's very underappreciated for like how diverse and talented like the people that come out of this city are. I'm not just saying that. Like I feel like it kind of gets underrepresented because it's kind of not necessarily
It's not Toronto.
Yeah, because it's not exactly because it's not like Toronto or it's not like.
Not trying to be New York.
No, yeah, but I just think that yeah, no, and that's why even us, we want to like when we do shows and stuff, we want to branch out of Montreal because it's hard to make it here, and it's not that we don't love it. We'll always come back no matter what to play shows and whatever. It's just we want to put ourselves out there in the States and
It
Europe.
is unfortunate because it is a smaller city and there's the French barrier that oftentimes puts off certain artists.
Exactly.
Not to say like
no, exactly.
T'es au Québec ici, t'es
but French is French and we respect it. It's just
it is a barrier with the entertainment industry in that aspect.
Yeah, it is, which is unfortunate, but we'll always find a way around that.
Yeah.
And no matter what, we're going to keep making music for whether it's people here or people anywhere else. As long as we're putting what we want to put out there and making what we want to make, that's all that matters to us.
Actually, I find it like since like our recent little like expansion on TikTok. I don't know what to call that, but like I was so surprised with how many fans we had in like Poland and like Sweden and like a lot of Eastern Europe. Really, like we like. By the way, thank you so much. We sold.
Eastern Europe.
Wait, I have my phone.
Eastern
Europe. We sold like 2 shirts to Germany yesterday. Is that considered Eastern? But Germany, and like I was like, oh my god, we have fans in Germany.
Yeah.
That was like so
That's
cool.
so cool.
Yeah. Like we even had a guy like putting up stickers in Poland, like our stickers that we have around here.
Oh, that's so special.
It's crazy to me, like how like, and like, it's just crazy to me how like, across different cultures, the appreciation for music stays the same.
Yeah.
And that was just like, I don't know, that wasn't totally on where we were, but like, that was that just amazed me, and it still like sticks with me every morning. I'm like, oh my god, Polish people.
Like our music, no way.
Yeah.
It is crazy to think of. And
That's insane.
I don't know. We appreciate anyone who like even takes the time to look at what we do. And that's I don't know what else to say.
So to talk a little bit about your recent single ETA.
Yeah.
So my experience with that is that you guys were waiting on the bus for way too long and that shit came up because it's Montreal and the STM sucks.
Yeah. I mean, see, the thing is, we technically have one of the best transport systems in the world, but it's still not great.
Yeah.
And I don't know, me and Luca kind of just like got fed up. And it's not like we're like, complaining, it's so bad. We get to wait like an hour and a half to go to school. It's not that. Like, it is what it is, but we just thought it'd be funny and it was what we were feeling at the moment. We were like, why don't we just write a song about this? And
did you see a corporate person on the bus? Because the suit and tie.
Yeah. No, because I swear to God, I always see these people like, and there's no judgment, obviously, because you got to get to your job, and if your job makes you wear a suit, then listen, that's like, we're not ripping on people for wearing suit and ties on the. I just think it's funny when I see a guy with a suit and tie on the bus. Yeah. Because maybe, who knows? Maybe one day I'll be the guy with the suit and tie on the bus, and then everybody's gonna laugh at me and be like, "Ha, you fucking loser." Yeah, you hypocrite now. But I don't know. We just thought it was really funny, and Luca actually came up with that line because,
there was just some days like I was wearing like a tank top and like shorts on the bus, and then I'm like boiling, I'm like dying, and I looked to my right, and there's just like a guy in like full on suit and tie, just like saying, I'm like, how is this possible? How are you doing it? And you're like, and the worst thing is like I get on the bus like very early in the morning. I'm usually on there by like 5:45, 6. Sometimes.
Oh wow, that's early.
Well, just because I have some early classes and I live relatively far from school. And he's on the bus by the time I get on, so I'm like, oh, you get on earlier than I do. Yeah. Like, and that's
and you're wearing a suit and tie.
Yeah, and I'm boiling. I'm barely making it. Yeah, honestly, it's probably doing very well, that guy. Hey, hard working.
We hope we're doing well sometime.
Yeah, we hope you're doing well, guy in the suit and tie on the bus. We don't.
It's not like how you're wearing a suit and tie that like you shouldn't be doing that, but it's how do you achieve
like how is this even possible? You like, please teach me your ways, please. I want to ride the bus with a suit and tie.
Cut to us on a bus
in
like 10 years, just like
I would be there. I'll be like, ETA everybody, they made it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But so you were talking about how you get into a room and a song comes up, like a song is done by one day. So what was the process with writing ETA? So you got the idea from a bus, seeing a guy in suit and tie. It was boiling hot. You were in a tank top. How did you come up to like, hey George, I got an idea?
Yeah.
And the songwriting process.
So for this one, drums, we actually had them for a while. It was like,
Okay.
Yeah. Luca came up with the drums. He kind of just had it on his computer one day, and he was like, "Oh, let's do something with this," because we were like, we didn't know what to do. We had like a block. We had like a, you know, artist block. It's just like you don't know what the hell to do. You're sitting in front of a blank piece of paper, and you're like, oh, I don't know. It's kind of like that. What? Oh, sorry. Hi. And then he was kind of like, oh, we should do something with this. And I was like, oh, that's cool. So then I had this chord progression that I've been playing for a while that I like wrote at my house. And I was like, oh, this sounds pretty cool. And it's kind of catchy. And it's like, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. And then I was like, okay. So I played it for him. And he's like, okay, play that. And then we played it, we recorded it, we looped it. And then he was like, okay, now we need a lead part. So then we record the lead part. And I was like, and I was like, okay. So then, not that we're trying to come up with something that's catchy, but it always kind of just happens that it ends up being catchy. I don't know why. It's not like all of our songs are super catchy, but I'm a big fan of coming up with catchy things. So we kind of just came up with the instrumental part, and then after we came up with all those parts, we put the bass down, and then we come up with like separate parts of the song. And I think Luca, I don't know what happened. What happened after that?
This is what I do. I'm on the bus a lot, and I try not to be on my phone too much. So I write like lyrics in this little notepad, right? And they're normally very bad, but every once in a while I get a little page or something. Originally I was just writing about Montreal, and I had a monochrome cast of residents, too tired for the sentiments, and there's the Orange Cone Brigade, another detour, I probably should have stayed at home. That was like the original thing, and again, most of that was like, I didn't work in the song, but I had a monochrome cast. So I had, I just thought, like, okay, I'm on the bus, like, lost in translation today, and then I had the 5 More Tuesdays thing song, from a while ago, just because like I felt like that was like the worst day of the week in my schedule, and I'm like 5 more of these shits, and then I'm done, and it's summer. So I say like, lost in translation today, how can I make it past 5 more Tuesdays? The monochrome cast arrives, and then I had like a whole suit and tie thing, like, and laid back and like, how can you ride an hour bus with a suit and tie? And then from there, like by that point we really knew what the song was gonna be about. And then those like little like rapish verses came really quick actually.
Yeah, we kind of just like me and him were just bouncing the idea. Okay, he's like, nowadays just keeping my head straight, and then he goes, try to stop myself from feeling like that way. And then and we kind of just those parts we kind of write together. We kind of just like, okay, this could work. And I just throw ideas at him. He's like, that's shit. I'm like, okay. Then he tells me, no. He's like, that's garbage. He's like, it needs to be more interesting. I'm like, okay. And then he's like, better words. Use big words, George. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's my thing with songwriting is always like, I'm trying to use words that I haven't heard as much. Mm-hmm. Like there's like certain like sentences like I've heard this in thousands of like I can't stop running away. It's like okay, I've heard that in like 5,000 different songs. Like it's just like very like basic words. So like I try to like just try not like crazy words, but like
thesaurus it basically. Just use like a
not really, just like find a way to describe something that like I haven't heard yet. Like I could have been like, I'm tired on the bus, I don't like it here, or I could have been like headphones glued to my head to rot my brain, and then like that was just like it's not like revolutionary, but it's like I haven't heard those words.
You're playing on words. You're being an artist with words.
It's less boring. It makes the song less boring. It makes it less generic. It makes it sound less like, oh my god, I'm complaining about being on the bus. It's just like, oh, these are cool, and then you listen to it.
It's lyrical. It's talent.
Yeah. Well, talent.
What did we say? Fuck that modesty shit.
Yeah. Fuck that.
Sorry, like I'm good, but speaking, because there's one thing I noticed in ETA specifically, because you're wearing the Wham shirt, a little bit of 80s influence, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I don't know the riff. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
I could hear that.
I could hear that. Yeah, I could hear it, but I didn't hear it at the time. You just kind of opened my ears to that.
Yeah. Huh. I never thought.
Music journalism.
Yeah, music journalism, everybody.
I like Wham a lot. I've been there's a lot of bands that are like two guys too, like that I really like. Mm-hmm. Wham, 21 Pilots, MGMT.
Yes.
Can you think of some other?
Black Keys were 2 guys.
Black Keys are 2 guys.
So was Cream, I think.
I'll take your word for it.
I think it was Eric Clapton and another guy. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but
yeah, like especially those first 3. Like I always think of those because like it does feel like very disheartening sometimes to only have 2 people in a band. But
How so?
Well, just like it's like we've been wanting to do live shows for a while now.
Oh yeah.
And like it's just like, how are we gonna do this? It's like buying enough equipment for the backing tracks, getting the speaker set up, having the in-ear monitors that are emptying my wallet perpetually, and then like getting the mixing board. It's a lot to think about.
Yeah.
But then I remember like, you know what? It's worth it because we have the vibe, we have the music. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
And then like the rest is like we'll figure it out. I know we can do it.
yeah. Because we were thinking like we'd hire people or like we'd get friends to play our shows for us, but then we were like, it's kind of like if we're gonna be doing this like actually for real and we're gonna like do this in the future, we want to like practice just me and him and be like just me and him because
maybe get a synth. Maybe
yeah, or like a loop or something, or like, but we want to put on a good show, but we also just want to be us as well, you know?
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
It kind of, I don't want our shows to be like too serious and it's going to be like, oh yeah, this is going to be the best show
It
you've
can
ever
be
seen.
both, you
Yeah.
know? It can be a great show
Yeah.
and you being yourself.
Yeah,
There you go.
exactly. And we're just trying to like, or it's probably just going to be me and him both on guitar and then we're going to have a backing track and that's it.
Because honestly, like, what makes our music us is a lot of the fact that, well, part of it is that it's just us. I feel like it wouldn't feel like 20 Minutes of Sunrise if we got there and like 5 people on stage. It'd be a bit weird.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's like for us, like backing tracks and a looping pedal like feels like us. That's like it's the same feeling of like, okay, they're producing this from the basement. Like so like we'll have our drums and we'll like George will hit a riff and hit the pedal and it'll loop and then it'll just like go on and then it'll be great.
Yeah.
And then it's very like like my criteria for songs is like, can I scream this with people? And I'm like, yeah, I think I can.
Yeah. And the whole thing is to get like the audience invested and then like we just kind of want like people to be in it, but not have to be so technical and so like on point always on stage that like like of course we still want to put on a good show because you know I mean hopefully like
I mean you can still at the end of the day there's a reason why certain bands succeed with their live shows is because they are entirely themselves.
Yes.
I can think off the top of my head, one of the best shows I've been to is Harry Styles.
Yeah.
He has a huge band, but what makes the show is him just goofing off with his fans, you know, because I can go, I mean, he puts on a beautiful show with the lights and everything. And already his outfits are very ostentatious, so
I
we
love
have
them.
that.
I am a big fashion guy, so I love
Oh,
it.
no,
Yeah,
like,
I love it.
it's amazing, but what really makes the show is him just going off doing his one-man show. A lot of people are like, oh, come on, just get on with the music, but if you're a Harry Styles fan, you just like him just being an idiot.
Exactly.
There you go.
And
So,
that's kind of what we want to go for, something like that.
Yeah, and it's like, again, I want to be able to like fuck around with fans and like talk to them and like, and then like also like a big thing for me is like I need people to sing along. I really like that's like if I don't feel like a song can be sang along to, I don't really want to finish it sometimes. Like there has to be a part of it where like even maybe there's a rap part that nobody can keep up with and no one really knows what I'm saying, but it sounds cool.
Well, you have the chorus.
Like it comes back and everybody knows.
Or the chorus or the bridge or whatever. Just as long as you can get someone that you can be like, oh, repeat after me, and then you can tell people. Yeah. And it's just like those parts of shows are always my favorite parts. Like especially like just seeing bands live and like just like seeing a guy like seeing like people just sing along. That's my favorite thing ever. So
Of course, yeah.
And then it's like for me also like music is again bigger than just the technical aspect. So like I'm a huge Ed Sheeran fan.
Yeah.
And the fact that Ed Sheeran can go in front of like 20,000 people with just him and a guitar and
a
like
loop
everybody's
pedal.
singing along by the end, that's absurd. It's
Yeah.
absurd. It's crazy, and that's the type of songs I want to make.
Yeah.
Like I lately has been like what I've been striving towards writing. Like something that we can go up literally if we had to play it acoustically, like we could. That's what I want to be able to do. Where it's just us two with guitars, and then if the song is good enough, you're singing. Like I don't know. Whether or not Ed Sheeran's with a band doesn't change like a lot about a show.
Yeah.
If he goes up and starts playing like Photograph, you're like, oh, loving you. Like, yeah, you're like I'm right there.
It's right here.
It's just that's like those are like the greatest types of songs for me. Which like I think like a lot of Beatles songs are like that. A lot of Nirvana songs are like that. Like it just like songs that you can just start jamming to. Everybody knows them right away.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, there's this. I don't know if you know this artist Tamino. Tamino is he's this Belgian Egyptian singer, and you know him? He's amazing. I saw him live last year actually, and he just his entire songs are very like cinematic with the way he sings, the way the production is, but on stage he was just switching. It was just him, no band, switching guitars.
That's awesome.
The spotlight on him, and you're captured, like you're enraptured completely. He's like a freaking siren, man. Like it was like, it works. It just works.
Wow.
So, and that's his show. A lot of people would be like, oh, it's kind of boring, but a lot of people, and that's the fans that he's going for. That's the audience he's going for. They're like, I was completely mesmerized. My best friend was with me, and she's like, I think I went to heaven a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
That's awesome.
Or like what show we went to together? We went to a Joey Badass show. Joey Badass was in Montreal. Like the coolest moment for me is at one point the fans all start chanting Joey, Joey, Joey fucking badass, Joey, Joey, and then over that chant he starts freestyling like on the spot.
Oh, that's so cool.
And like again, it's more than like how cool like his band was that day, or more than how cool like how great the sound system was. That was the moment. Like, it's stuff like that I live for. Like that's over there. Yeah.
So
20,
what would you like?
Minutes till sunrise.
So from what I understood, you just want your friends to just have a good time and just sing along.
Yeah.
And just to, like, it's really nice to see that, like, yes, you want to cater to an audience, but at the same time, it's like, if I can't replay my own songs, I don't want to make them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we don't have people on stage being like, oh, encore, oh, like what, like, why? You know, it's just like, I mean, I don't know. I can't wait till we do live shows because I can't wait to get that feeling of like people like there to see you and you specifically, and it's just like awesome.
Oh yeah.
Do you have any plans for that?
They're all here for me. No.
I mean, yeah, why not? Do you have plans for that?
In the near future, yes. We don't have anything lined up perfectly.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of have some things that are like maybe.
We've had to like we've been like trying to like save up to buy our equipment and stuff, but like there's been a couple roadblocks along the way.
Yeah.
We had to say no. Like we got offered a couple of shows this summer to play, and I had to say no to. Well, not more than a couple.
Yeah.
We had to say no. But when we are ready, we will be ready. It's not something I want to rush too much.
Yeah, because we want to put on like a good show, and we want to like not necessarily an amazing show, but we want to like be ready for it and just give people like something to remember. I don't know.
Yeah, like
nice.
We'll get our equipment. I want to like put in like a good like 3 times a week practicing for like a month until something we're really proud of. Like we have no reason to rush a performance that we're unhappy with.
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing with albums. We're not gonna force a release that we're not like totally sure of.
Yeah.
So same things with shows. We're gonna practice. We'll be ready when we're ready, and the city isn't going anywhere now. Are we?
Exactly. And we're not gonna rush something that's not good to us, you know, that doesn't just to please like fans just because like that's not how we roll. I don't want to say, I know it's funny to say like that, but we do stuff that we want to do. We do stuff that makes us happy, you know, and that like if it's not good to us and we don't want, like if it's not what we like, then we're not gonna.
Well, it goes hand in hand of how you make your music, you know, because it goes with, if I don't like what I'm listening to, I don't want to put it out there. So if you don't like how you're putting on a show, you're not gonna just go and put on the show.
No, we're gonna put on a show that we put effort in, and like we've added cool things and we added cool parts, and like I have like ideas. I've been thinking like a lot lately about like cool things that we could do with the audience and get the audience invested in the show, and just I kind of just want it to be like not special, but you know what's special. Like, I want it to be I want it to be special. Yeah, that's what I want.
There you go.
Yeah, and like I really want to give back to people. So like I want our shows to be more than just music. Like I want to be able to talk to people afterwards. I've been thinking about like, oh wait, sign up for the shirt. Wait, show the shirt. We want to. Okay, like this is like a promise that I'm keeping. One of the ones I keep. That like I want to do like raffles at our shows. Like that, I feel like that'd be really fun things to do. Like just it comes with a ticket probably. Like you'll just like enter in, and then we'll like get everybody's names in a big hat and go like, oh, who's getting a shirt, and then just throw them out. Yeah, it's just like I the day that I walk down the street and I see somebody who I don't know wearing a 20 Missiles on my shirt is gonna be nuts to me. Yeah. So we're just gonna work towards that. That's gonna be so cool. But it's just it's all in the works. It's coming around.
So you heard it here, folks. you guys are gonna take over Montreal, hopefully soon. Or
One day.
anywhere else.
One day, anywhere
One
else,
day.
not just Montreal. We're coming for
No,
New York,
honestly.
LA. We're going to all the big cities, and we're gonna wreck.
I like Ireland.
Oh, Ireland would be nice. Yeah.
Ireland would be really nice.
Just give me Dublin. I'll take Dublin.
No, go to Galway, man.
Galway?
Yeah.
I'll find Ed.
Apparently, this little girl. But yeah, so that's it for my question. Thank you so much, guys.
Can we do like a three-way high five?
Three-way high five, wait.
Oh, no.
Go.
3, 2, 1.
There you go. That didn't work.
That was so terrible.
That was
epic.
a try.
Yeah.
That was a try.
Thank you so much. We love everybody. Do we? I don't know.
Tim Hortons sponsor us.
Tim Hortons, please sponsor us. We're broke and we could use the money. If you want live shows sooner, sponsors. Sponsors is what we need. I'm joking. We're not selling out. Love you all.
Maybe to Tim's.
Maybe to Tim's.
Yep.
And head to Busy Bee's playlist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. Yes.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I want to get a picture.
Yeah, for sure.
So, okay.
You wanna?
I can use my phone.